It turns out if you had a suspicion about why R-Truth is gone from the WWE, you were probably right. I gotta admit, I was cooling it down. I was taking it easy on some of the comments that were saying it's Triple H's fault. Look at who's in charge. Triple K, people called him. Now, I don't know whether you think this or buy into this stuff about Triple H being Triple K or whatever the case is. But it turns out that Triple H did make the call. Reportedly, Triple H made the call to release R-Truth and Carlito. That comes from WrestleMania.com. They're looking at the numbers. They're looking at how many people they have to cut or how much money they have to cut. And those were the picks. Those were the Levesque picks. And that's what it is. So that's the report that's going on right now. As far as the main report people heard of, we've also got this is the big one. This is the one that gets me, and man, this one gets me. Triple H apparently is behind the scenes. When he heard about when he's seen the backlash that's going on, he's laughing. That's what the report is. And listen, some of you people in the comments have said, oh my God, I'm so angry that R-Truth is gone. But so many of you have also said, are you kidding me? The guy should have been gone 10 years ago. He's lucky to have been there. What is everybody faking outrage about? Well, I got to be honest, man. I think there's a lot of people faking outrage, but I also think that there's a lot of people faking like that it's a good thing he's gone and that they're happy and how could you be outraged about it? Like, or faking that they loved R-Truth anyway, right? You got people like Peter Rosenturd. The guy is just such a fake succubus loser person. Peter Rosenberg actually tweets out this. Didn't want to post before speaking with the man himself. Simply put, there is no one more beloved backstage. At a wrestling show locker room than R-Truth is a worse show in the locker room. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer and one of the best to ever do it. Now, he changed what he wrote. Originally, he wrote something even crazier, like he is the best or something. But it's like, chill out, Peter. You know, your virtue signaling is so pathetic. So some people are virtue signaling that they like overloved this guy when they really never posted anything else about him. But I think the general consensus to me is that people just genuinely kind of like this guy. And even if he wasn't doing a lot, you were happy knowing he was kind of there somewhere. And you just are mad to find out that he's gone. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to be the champion, but why is he gone? And people are just kind of upset about that. But also, this news is so big that everybody's hopping on the bandwagon now. But again, like I said, I'm telling you from a source, Triple H is laughing at all of you and all of us and at the backlash to all this. And honestly, they probably see it as a win because this guy, I mean, he's got one of the best-selling T-shirts now. They just let a guy go who has one of the best-selling T-shirts, but they probably think it's the best-selling T-shirt because of John Cena, right? Like, oh, well, it's all because of John Cena. So, like, this guy, you think it's because of R-Truth? Well, yeah, I think it's partially because of R-Truth, but, you know, people really are bearing this thing. But this T-shirt is huge. I am surprised at the timing. That's my point, is the timing. But there's a darker and there's a more sinister reason why this might have just happened. So, what is also being kind of talked about, what I would like to mention, is The Rock trying to set Triple H up to be hated even more so that when The Rock installs his new person as the content chief of the company, Triple H, it's an easier transition. Some believe that The Rock is setting Triple H up to be disliked so that when he takes over or that when his installed guy comes up, the fans are more happy or willing to go with it. And that Triple H was forced to make cuts because they know that if he has to make cuts, you know, Triple H is going to be seen in a negative light, especially cuts of, you know, a beloved person, superstar like R-Truth. And I mean, right after they spotlighted R-Truth, right? So I would make the argument that, well, if you wanted to do that, why would you spotlight R-Truth? Right? Just this past month of here's a brand new T-shirt. Here's a big main event match with John Cena promoted. You would want people to forget about the guy and him to go into the back into obscurity for a few months, and then you would release him. So I don't know, man. Something about this sounds off because I feel like Triple H is smarter. Like, hey, listen, if we're going to release our truth, let's do it 3 months after the John Cena stuff, because if we release them right after that, people are all thinking about him, and now they're going to be like, what? But if you release them after 3 months have disappeared, it's not as much of a surprise, and there might be less backlash. So it's weird that they decided to release them right after this. By the way, we're talking about a company that needs budget cuts. Again, every time WWE does this, that was because of budget cuts. They're making record numbers. They're richer than ever. They're bigger than ever. They're cutting corporate employee support. They're cutting benefits from employees. Employees and corporate employees are at an all-time low as far as how they feel about the company. I mean, at least they're saying that to outside sources. They might not be saying it in the company and screaming it at lunchtime at the water cooler or whatever, but they're leaking it to outside sources everywhere. And we've had people that have left the company that have talked about it. The company is cutting costs everywhere, yet they're getting the most money they've ever gotten ever. So how can a company that's doing so well just be cutting so many costs? It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The guy was just used on TV. So it's like, I understand that, this guy, you could think that, he's overstayed his welcome. I mean, he's lucky to have been there all this time. What the hell is everybody complaining about? What is this fake outrage about our truth all of a sudden? I understand that. I know what you're saying. But again, it's the timing, in my opinion, and the excuse of, budget cuts. What freaking budget are we missing? How can the budget be so tight with a company that's doing so well? It's crazy. And people are just down on the product. So when something like this happens, people jump on the bandwagon, and people are going to be kind of mad because people are looking to get mad at the WWE right now. Some people are looking to get mad at AEW. People are looking to get mad at WWE. And then you have the massive amount of newer casual WWE fans that are defending the company like crazy. I mean, just look at the comments we got. First of all, I want to say thank you to Haystacks Monet, because Haystacks Monet went wild and dropped a super thanks on my last video about our truth. Thank you to Haystacks Monet, you absolute beast, with the $5. Yeah. Sorry. Haystacks Monet. So, he says, I hope our truth makes a killing at conventions and merch, monies and appearances, and Dan House and our truth collab in the Indies will draw big. WWE Strongholds, I do not see him going to TNA, nor AEW. This among the worst decisions by WWE. The heart and soul is now gone from the locker room, says Chromosome 99. I mean, that's a great point that nobody's really talked about. The heart and soul of the locker room. The WWE, I don't think, has a lot of old school veteran leaders in the back. I don't think R-Truth was a very loud, vocal, crazy backstage leader, but I do think that, his sort of presence was some kind of like a little bit of a nice wisdom to have back there, but I don't think he was a strong leader. I could be wrong. If somebody knows any different, please let me know. I'm sure he was a supportive guy and a good leader, but I don't think he was like the massive leader that if he was, he might not have been gone. If R-Truth was like listen, man, I'll get the troops in line. Let's go. I can do it. Maybe he would have been kept then. I don't know. But anyway, good point, Chromosome. TB 5204. This is despicable. TKO Triple H is garbage, completely pathetic. Man Morales says absolutely disgusting. Anytime this guy was on TV, he was entertaining. Pretty much anyone has come through the TKO. This is stupid from WWE. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things, but there's also a lot of comments that I haven't found here yet, where people are like, are people really upset about this? This is ridiculous. Like, it's the guy's time is up, finally. I would say it's 70-30. 70% of the comments are shocked or upset or supportive of our truth. 30% of them are like, the guy shouldn't have been here even the last 10 years. So it's about 70-30 from what I've seen, maybe 80-20. It's somewhere in there. But stay tuned for our next video, because in the next video, we are going to be talking about, I'm going to be doing, I think, a video on all the comments. So every comment I can find from you guys in those two videos, I'm going to try to scroll down and react to every comment. I think it'd be nice to do that. Also, if you guys are really mad at TKO, like I said, I'm going to pin it to the top of this video down below. I do have a t-shirt that's out. A few of you have already picked it up. TK No. So you may be upset at TKO. Well, get the TK No shirt and wear it to Raw, SmackDown. I don't know. Oh, wait, you can't afford tickets to Raw or SmackDown, guys, because the tickets are out of control crazy. But they're making record profits, but don't worry, the ticket prices are up, guys. This is like a Toronto Maple Leafs game, okay? You haven't won the Stanley Cup in like 40 years, but guess what? You got the most expensive ticket prices in the NHL. Well, guess what? The WWE has record amounts of money. They're making a ton of money, but guess what? America, at least, is at an all-time low as far as inflation, and people can't afford groceries. But the ticket prices for a wrestling show are going to be astronomical and insane, and get ready for that. I'm Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show. Hope you guys leave a comment down below. If you're brand new to the channel, subscribe, because every time you subscribe, a little person has an orgasm. Here's some other videos that you might have missed on my channel that are blowing up and everyone's talking about them. Click on them now to keep watching The Joe Cronin Show. Since 2012 on YouTube, this channel has made pregnant women explode early. And those early born babies turn out to be successful college students.